Welcome back to the Kaleidosphere, a Dungeons & Dragons Play Podcast. I'm your Dungeon Master, Nathan. Joining me tonight are Grant.
Zachariah Harrows. I wonder how Hudson's doing. I'm sure he's fine.
Cody.
Jack Rackman, let's go on a side quest.
Goddamn.
Pippin.
Moriarty. And I need a new side quest for fishing, please.
Jonathan.
Mitsuka. Maybe we shouldn't have abandoned that whole city to die.
Oh, fuck off.
And Alex.
Clacker Volkson, contrary to popular belief, my blowhole is not a bag of holding.
Join us on episode 20 of our first campaign, To Whom the Sea Belongs. Just for those of you keeping track, it is Yold's Day, 6th day of Rain Summer. And if you want the calendar either as a player or as a listener, ask me out of recording and I'll send that information over to you. So you're in a small town on the coast of Reniana. It is evening, but the sun has not fully set yet. You have agreed to dock overnight. The crew of the Black Sparrow is up to some carousing in the only inn of the town. And you have agreed to help out some of the locals with a monster problem that they have been having. Before we get to that, though, Grant, I know you wanted to or Zachariah wanted to do a little bit of shopping, and anyone else who wants to, if it's mundane items that you would find at a player's handbook list, you can go ahead and subtract gold to get those. We don't need to roleplay that. Items cost half of their gold piece value if they're made entirely out of fabric or wood.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so like you had said last week that I could get some stuff. So I basically, the crew might see me aside with Jonas for a little bit, and I hand him a small sack of gold, and he starts loading some lumber onto the boat for me. And I also buy a couple tool sets.
All right. I forgot. I sold you that wood at its normal price, so it's actually only 10 gold pieces instead of 20.
How much for a pretty big spool of fabric? Good fabric.
Question.
Good cloth.
Good cloth. Okay, yeah. So they pretty much only have wool here, but there are wools that are more finely spun and more finely knit together or woven, whichever technique they use to.
Wool can get pretty sturdy. I think a lot of northern European countries used wool for their sails. So yeah, I want a big spool of it. I can even just get flax. If you'll reduce the price for me, it doesn't even have to be spun wool. I could just buy whatever wool is before it gets spun. Is it flax? Am I just saying things right now?
Flax is, I think, a plant unrelated to sheep.
Okay, I just need wool. I need bags of wool.
Wool. Just for convenience, I'm gonna say a spool of pre-spun wool costs 2 gold pieces, and that's enough for several articles of clothing. It's fairly sizable.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I get since the wood was so cheap, I'm gonna get a little bit more too. So you said it was 10 gold for 100 pounds, so I'm gonna get 150 pounds.
Okay, perfect. Any other noteworthy items from people, or just standard shopping or rations?
Yeah, just standard refilling on all the normal supplies and all of that.
Right. Yeah, okay. I didn't see anything particularly great.
So, Zachariah, earlier this afternoon, you spoke with a merchant who mentioned that her family has had some issues with a monster. They lived a little bit further on the outskirts of the town. I mean, I guess the entire town is an outskirt. It's very small. Mm-hmm. But you could head straight into the forest, or you could go talk to her and her family or anyone else around town before just heading straight off. Whatever you all as a group would like to do.
Do any of you have any experience in... I don't like the word monster. I mean, it has some connotations, but in our hunting that we're going to do for this ne'er-do-well. No experience? Okay,
I'm more of a fisherman myself. Didn't really get a lot of chances for hunting,
Sure. Ma'am, what are we... Do you have any clues? Do you know what a clue is?
Is the ma'am to which you're referring the merchant that you spoke with?
Yes.
Okay, so let's assume that you all go to her house, because she's not immediately with you.
Ma'am?
Oh, hello. Yes, you came to, see about the monster, see if you can get our sheep back, or at least stop it from stealing more.
Yeah, can we use a different word, though? Let's say
the sheep. I don't. Those are sheep.
Perpetrator. No, I don't like monster.
We prefer lamb.
No, it's not about the sheep. Can we say the perpetrator of your sheep misfortune? Why don't we say that?
I'm a fan of monstrous beast.
Oh, okay.
Or savage brute. Whatever it is. The footprints are over there, just past the sheep pen, leading off into the forest.
Oh, it has feet.
That's it. Yes, it has feet. That's a clue, I suppose.
I take out a notebook, write down. Feet. And then I put legs, question mark.
And the woman's husband comes up behind her. He's got, he's kind of burly. It seems like she is a, what's the word? A seamstress, and he's like, he tends the sheep and shears them and all of that, like. And so, they're both wearing, like, wool clothing that presumably came from their farm.
I have a quick question. Sir, what was your name, sir? The sheep person.
My name is, Makeen.
Makeen? Is that what you said?
Makeen, yes.
Okay, Mac, so just quickly, I'm just curious, it's for some research I'm doing. Do your sheep enjoy clothing you? Is there any awkwardness when you tend to them wearing clothes that you've shaved from their children's backs?
He just stares at you. He's completely dumbfounded.
I scribble something out of my notebook. Do the sheep enjoy it, is all I'm asking.
I don't believe that it's their favorite part of living here, but they are well looked after. They enjoy their grazing and their frolicking in the, pastures.
Good, I understand. So they enjoy the grazing, they don't enjoy the shaving, I understand.
Well, I think it's like a mutually beneficial relationship, because I don't think they like it, but I think they need it.
Right. They would trip over themselves if it got too, fluffy.
Have you ever, this is something I've read about, I don't know if it's true, I mean, you've probably seen magic out there in the world, I mean, it's not too uncommon, right? But, there are people that can speak with animals, have you ever heard of that?
Yes, druids and shaman, Sha people.
Druids, yes, druids. Have you ever thought about having a druid ask your sheep how they feel about being shaved?
The thought might have crossed my mind once in a while, but we don't really have a druid in the vicinity. The shaman does not know that spell, or does not have that power.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more worried about the sheep that are missing than the comfort of the ones that are still here. I'm worried that the monster will return, and then we will have no sheep to shear.
One last question, and then I'll leave you be. I'm so sorry. If the sheep were to vocalize that it did not want to be shaved, would you continue the practice?
Given he, glances at his wife and then back to you, and he's like, given the opportunity to speak with my sheep, I would find out their preferences and explain why I need to shave them, both for my benefit and theirs.
Excellent.
Yes, if they still disputed, well, do you have any children, sir?
Oh, I don't. If I did, I would know about it.
Would you?
He glances at his wife again.
Yes.
And back to you, and he's like,
yes, for the purposes of this conversation, I have children. I have 2 young humans whom I care for.
Are you sure about this? He says to his wife. Yes, he said he would look after the... And she glances at you and then, behind her hand whispers, the monster.
What's up? I mean, just imagine the monster for a moment. I mean, you here raise sheep for it. It comes and eats the sheep. Perhaps, you don't want it to eat the sheep. It's not your favorite part of the arrangement, right? But the monster, lets you live in relative peace. It doesn't, attack humans. It just takes a sheep every once in a while. I mean, I just want to make sure I understand the arrangement before I do anything about this problem, because perhaps there's
we have not seen this monster before. No, this is a first-time occurrence.
Well, I can tell you it has feet.
We know that from the footprints, yes. I cannot journey into the forest and leave my wife and my gangly teenage son over there. Say hi, gangly teenage son, and he'll wave at you. I can't leave them here alone to go take care of that in case I am out in the forest when it comes back.
I wasn't asking you to. I'm just saying.
No, I'm right.
If this
You
is
need
an
to
intelligent
understand.
being, if it's an intelligent being, similar to the way that you probably eat animals and so on and so forth, could there be an arrangement reached where you provide it with a sheep every once in a while and perhaps it protects the town? I don't know what I'm dealing with. I'm just asking, is there an arrangement to be made?
I cannot envision one where it continues to eat our sheep. Those are our sheep, and shearing them might not be pleasant, but them being devoured by some beast is certainly less desirable.
Oh, you don't eat mutton or anything like that here?
I mean, only when they're old.
Oh, okay. All right. And you wouldn't want to give it any children or anything. I'm just assuming.
No.
Okay. All right. I slap my book shut, and I'm like, that was very educational. And I turn back to the crew and be like, sorry about that little... I've been trying to get more information about, arrangements, and everyone's just kind of staring at me silently. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I was like, Beepska's just like kind of shaking her head and like looking to the sky, like...
Moriarty just has his palm of his hand just like covering his face. He's like, oh my god.
What?
Nothing. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you. I've been
That is sarcasm.
working on myself. Oh, okay. All right. Well, to the feet. And I would kind of lift Raven from my shoulder and kind of set her off like a person who has a hawk. What are those called?
Falconer?
Like a falconer. Just kind of like not throw her in the air, but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
launch
release her. Yeah.
and have her take to the sky, and then I would set off towards the feet.
Yep, I mean, it's, the ground near the sheep pen where they, sleep at night is muddy, and so you can literally just head to kind of the northeast side of the, farm plot to see the footprints. That'll take you past the teenage son, who is leaning on the fence and watching the sheep. And as you get close to him, he'll say, "Oh, by the way, the forest is inhabited by various tribes, primarily of goblinoids, goblin folk. They're usually fairly friendly, but it's possible that you'll get robbed, murdered, or enslaved if you're not careful. So stick to groups, don't split up. There is one hobgoblin in town who has decided to live with us instead of his old tribe, but just so you're aware of that before you go in."
That's a fair warning, thank you.
Arr.
Alright, so that's another danger.
Right. You guys don't want to... We gotta go. I would say let's go talk to the hobgoblin and get some more information, but this is getting crazy. We gotta go. Hudson's somewhere dying.
Right. The kid will be like, "Yeah, Sorkin is his name. He does know the area pretty well because he grew up there, but I don't know. I mean, you're the adventurers. I just look after the sheep."
I have one question for you, Shepherd. Have you never heard the story of leaving the flock in search of the lost sheep?
Well, I would search for the lost sheep, but I don't want to get eaten, and my father said it's too dangerous.
Oh, I suppose that's a good point. Well, I suppose we'll do it for you then.
Wait, is this a sheep rescue mission?
Yar.
I mean, frankly,
I thought this was like a find and kill thing. Are we rescuing the sheep? Because that's
the
cool.
sheep are probably dead. I hate to think that because I was fond of them.
It's a sheep revenge mission.
But no, it's likely that the thing ate them. I mean, look at those footprints over there, and he'll point to them.
Right.
Can I inspect them?
Yes, you can all inspect them.
Alright then.
Woohoo! Crit 24 on a nature check.
Dang, alright.
Look at you. You immediately identify them as canine, specifically as lycanthropic.
Beautiful.
They are, the main paw part of the footprint is about the size of a dinner plate.
Yes.
It's a very large footprint.
Yeah, I've studied this. Let me see if I've got it. Have you guys ever heard of lycanthropy?
Yar.
Yeah, looks like what we're dealing with here is some sort of... they'd say werewolf, I suppose.
I would have just said lycanthrope, but...
Lycanthrope,
werewolf
right.
works.
Well, it's specifically canine, so I guess I'm assuming it could be a were-dog or a were-hyena.
Yeah,
or
that's
aware.
a D&D misnomer because lycan means wolf, and so to call all lycanthropes, including like werebears and weretigers, is actually linguistically incorrect, but that's fine. That's D&D.
Pretend Zachariah said that and sounded really smart.
Everyone just thinks he's a pompous ass for bringing it up.
Why are you talking about Dungeons and Dragons, Zachariah?
Moriarty is able to determine the same thing that Zachariah is. Like, this is not, like, exactly the same as, like, kind of a cut and dry werewolf that Zachariah has probably read about, or that Moriarty might have, like, seen the footprints before. Like, there's something a little bit different about them. Like, it's clearly canine, but the footprints are a little bit broader, like something between, almost like a cross between canine and ursine, but significantly more canine of the two.
A dog werebear.
Well, that's not too far out of the norm, is it?
Dog bear. Now,
What do
here's
you
my-
get when you cross a bear with a dog?
A bog.
Well, typically a dead dog.
Ha! That's good.
Oh.
Wait, listen, now I do have a concern here. Mitsuka, what type of weapon do you use? Mitsuka. Sorry, should I say Hudson?
I don't know why you would be talking about somebody who isn't here. Mitsuka uses a Starblade.
Starblade? I don't fucking know what that is.
Very fancy.
I guess everybody, we do need to think about weapons here. Because if it is a lycanthrope, we'll need silvered or magical weapons to take it on. And Clacker, I don't think your greatsword is magical, is it?
No.
And I don't know about your fishing pole. It might be magical. I've seen you beat the fuck out of someone with it, but I don't know if it was a magical fuck beating or a mundane fuck beating. Moriarty, do you have a magical item?
I kind of seems like a magical item, but I guess that's up to God. Is it a magical item? Would you
It does
say
count
it's-
as magical, yes.
It is a magical item. God said so.
Okay, so Moriarty's good.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed. Boy.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I was thinking about the poor dog that got crossed with the bear. That's really sad.
Oh, yeah.
What can I help you with?
Do you,
Weird person.
well, excuse you, weird person. Weird gangly person. Your limbs aren't even attached right.
My name is Gangly, yes.
Oh my god. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Raven, come back down. We're gonna go talk to the shaman. I think we overcommitted here. I'm sure Hudson's fine. He's probably just having a drink somewhere.
Gangly says, "Are you sure you have time to talk to the shaman? I mean, what if the thing comes back and kills us all?"
Well, there's a couple things here. One, it could just be someone from town. All of the lycanthrope stories I've heard have to do with some sort of like contest with the full moon. What is the moon cycle? I would probably look at Jack. He's the sailor, right?
Right.
Yar.
I
Well.
have that information for you.
Let me open up me dream journal.
The full moon was on ironically, it was on Moon Day 2 days ago.
Very ironic.
Okay, when was this sheep taken? Gangly? Never mind, I don't want to talk to you, you word.
Tell us, quick, before we leave.
We're not leaving.
You just said we were leaving.
No, we're not leaving. We have to go talk to the shaman. We have to get like holy
Isn't
water
that
or
leaving?
silvered
This
weapons.
spot to go talk to them.
Oh, I thought you meant like leaving town. I'm sorry, I'll be quiet.
I'm just worried that the thing is gonna come back and kill me in my
You'll be
sleep.
fine in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Fine.
Do you remember where you were 2 nights ago, Gangly?
Probably here. I don't really go anywhere.
Do you sleep pretty soundly?
Yeah.
Wake up covered in blood? I've heard teenagers do that sometimes.
That's yucky. No, I haven't done that.
Okay, when was the first sheep taken?
2 sheep were taken at the same time 2 nights ago.
There you
that's
go.
good timing.
It's all coming together.
And I want to be so extremely fucking clear right now, like clearer than day. I'm only asking because you mentioned him moving into town, not because he's goblinoid. Do you hear me? You brought it up, not me. When did the goblinoid move into town?
He's been here for years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Long as I've known him.
Okay. Well, we need to get some holy water or something from the shaman.
One question. How would you know him before he moved in here? You're like, he's been here as long as I've known him, but isn't that...
Well, I mean,
Isn't that
I'm sorry,
suspicious?
my education's not that good. I'm not sure I know the best way to... as long as I've known him, he's been here. Since I've been a wee little boy, is what I mean to say. My entire life, as far as I remember.
Alright, well, we'll let it slide then, I suppose. But I'm watching you. And then Mitsuka does
like
the thing where she puts her fingers up to her eyes.
Right.
Shouldn't you be watching for the lycanthrope and not the boy? Probably.
It's always the young boy that becomes the horrible monster. That's what I've, in my experience.
I don't want to become a horrible monster. I'm scared of the horrible monster.
I also think it was the boy. Let's take a vote.
It would save us a lot of time if you were the monster.
That's 3.
Hey, leave the boy alone.
From the hut, you hear the husband say, "Oh, why are you still talking to her? I was hoping you'd kind of take care of this quickly. It's getting dark. The thing might come back."
I was kind of hoping the same.
Well, we need to get at least Clacker a silvered weapon because you'll be fine. You can just do cleric-y stuff, and Jack can do cantrips, and Moriarty has magical weapons, and I can do cantrips, but Clacker's not going to be able to hurt this thing.
I believe my weapon is magical as well, correct, Nathan?
I don't remember if we define normal star blades as magical or not, but it does radiant damage, which is fairly uncommon for creatures to resist that.
I think the only thing I could do would be to take off my necklace and choke it.
I mean,
we could see if he has any silvered weapons. He's a shaman. It's not that rare.
You could certainly grapple it, Clacker, which doesn't do damage but increases likelihood of damage from other people.
I can't hang it from the horn from my blowhole, though.
Depends on how big it is. Based on those footprints, it's probably bigger than you.
Oh, surprising.
Well,
Yeah, it displaces more water than you.
Oh my god.
I would just kind of hustle off to the shaman real quick and see if he had any silvered weapons or magical weapons.
If the purpose is only to get Clacker a silvered weapon, let's for the sake of time we'll skip over any roleplay, but you can buy a silvered weapon.
How much is a silvered greatsword?
A silvered greatsword is expensive.
What if we borrowed it and then said we'd give it back to him as the weapon that had slain the town monster? I mean, honestly, we're increasing it in value at that point, right? It becomes an heirloom. It goes from just a normal greatsword to the greatsword.
Right.
That Clacker fucking Volkson of Tea and Honey Quarterly used to fucking slay the monster of Imminap.
Performance check with advantage, and the number you roll is subtracted from the cost.
5.
Alright, it will be 145 gold pieces.
I do not have that.
Nope, me neither.
A silvered dagger would be 50 gold pieces.
Ew.
It's not really his style.
Can you even hold this? You don't even have fingers.
It's a toothpick I have fingers.
Fingers.
As far as you all know.
Silvered short sword would be 90 gold pieces.
Oh.
I guess you're gonna be grappling there, Clacker.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure it out. I mean, as we adventure, we get money. We'll make sure we have an arsenal of these types of things, or maybe we'll even get you a magical weapon.
You know, I can be Grappler Volkson. That's okay.
Grappler Volkson.
Love
that's
it.
Kind of with the ring to it.
Yeah. I'll also, just in case this didn't cross any of your minds, if Mitsuka uses other magic and gives Clacker the Starblade for a short time, there are ways to distribute it so that you can all be effective. Not that grappling isn't effective.
I still like the idea of me choking it with my necklace, but...
Yeah. Alright, so as equipped as you can be, it is time to head off into the forest.
All right. What the fuck?
Wow.
So the
Goodbye.
ambient image that I'm using has a creepy horror movie woman in the forest. She's not actually there. So
Oh, okay.
I can't.
Do you see that? I just saw something. I swear.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being watched by a creepy tall woman.
Clacker
Right.
looks around as if he has the vitriol floater still, but then remembers he doesn't.
Right. So the sun is setting, the shadows are lengthening. There's that like signature smell of damp soil and rotting wood common to boreal forests. The trees are primarily black pine, and the lighting gets dimmer and dimmer as red sunset light filters through silhouetted needles. Crows caw in the distance, causing Raven to perk up and ruffle her feathers a little bit. And as the sun sets and darkness creeps in, a thin layer of mist seeps through the forest. Who among you has the highest passive perception? I believe it's Jack.
Mine is 15.
15.
15.
Okay, so 15 for everyone. Cool. So, honestly, all of you are aware of this. You notice two figures stealthily moving closer to you through the trees, or at least it would have been stealthy. One of them, like, steps on a twig and then tries to pass it off as, like, natural foliage. But, these are bugbears, and they don't look terribly friendly right now.
Oh, greetings. Hello. Do you speak trade speak?
They do not respond. When you start talking, they hide behind whatever foliage is closest to them, and there's like no response from them.
What language would they speak here?
Hell if I know. Try 'em all.
Yeah, I would say we're passing through. Mean no trouble in... I cycle through languages. Arcathian, Common, Arahavian, Island dialects, Libric, Nahua, Shamwat, Zlayan are the languages I speak.
Okay. On Arahavian, one of them will poke its head out from around the tree and say in very broken Arahavian, clearly not fluent in this language, it will say, you here, why?
We're looking for a creature that doesn't belong here. Dangerous creature.
It tilts its head.
Competing with you, it would be some type of, like a werewolf or a werebear. Not natural. I mean, not to say that's a bad thing. I mean, unnatural can be delicious, can be wonderful, can be beautiful, but specifically in this case, probably not from around here.
Someone else make an insight check.
Alright.
Anyone but me.
I can go ahead and make an insight check. And I rolled a 20.
There you go.
Well, not a nat.
Yeah,
but
so
yeah.
the bugbear is understanding maybe 1 in 5 words that Zachariah is saying.
Okay, I'd probably say, I don't think it's understanding you all too well, so...
Can I try Island dialect?
Island dialect does not do it.
Okay. So back to Arahavian, I would say,
Big,
It
bear,
nods. It nods again.
wrong bear,
It blinks and then says, wrong bear.
bad bear,
Yes. Yes.
not good bear like you, bad bear.
It seems to be following you more. The other bugbear that you saw comes out from around its foliage, so you can see both of them clearly. And then a third one that you did not see comes from behind, like, a broken stump. And so they're all just like, they're not attempting to be stealthy anymore at this point. But they're not being aggressive anymore either. And so then the bugbear that was speaking says, you go, I go, not fight.
Not fight.
give him a thumbs up.
And it nods, and the 3 bugbears start kind of trundling away.
I love meeting new people. Isn't this wonderful, guys?
Yar. Seemed like nice guys.
Isn't it just crazy to think that they have a whole story that we'll never know? They've probably waylaid so many people in these woods. I wish I could talk to them. But, alas, we've hunting. Why are you laughing, Mitsuka?
I'm not laughing. It must be one of the birds of this forest that you heard.
Raven, shut the fuck up while I'm talking.
I'm talking! I'm talking!
And Raven, for fuck's sake, you let people sneak up on us. You're in the sky flying around.
You let people sneak up on us.
Okay, that wasn't a mimic. That wasn't a mimic, Raven. That was not a mimic.
Okay, Raven, fly, please. Don't let us get snuck up on again.
Yeah, if it's possible for a bird to roll its eyes, Raven does, and then flies away.
You know, no one hustles anymore. You guys notice that? Back in my day, familiars hustled.
Oh yeah, did they go uphill in the snow too? Both ways?
They had pep in their step, you know what I mean? Anymore, it's just mimicry.
It's pretty easy to follow the trail of this lycanthrope. There's snapped twigs and damp soil that leaves heavy paw prints. That said, I'll need everyone to make a perception check just as you're walking through the dark woods.
22 from Zachariah.
Dang.
A 6 for Clacker.
A 9 for Mitsuka.
9 from Jack.
A 10 from Moriarty.
Wow.
We are so perceptive.
Yeah, Clacker, could I have a survival check from you, but use your dexterity modifier instead of your wisdom modifier?
Okay. 16.
Alright, so you do manage to sidestep a snare that appears to be made for, like catching game. So you are still on your own 2 feet as you're moving deeper into the woods. Through some of the trees, you can see a campfire, and you can make out small figures around it. I would say everyone here could recognize the goblinoid language, but only those of you who can speak it can actually make out what they're saying. I know that's like one of the more obscure racial languages, because typically languages go by nationality, not race, but this is an exception.
I mean, do we just keep our distance? Is this just... I don't want to, go back on our word with the bugbears. We said no fight.
We only said no fight to the bugbears.
Well, I think I see bugbears in there.
Oh. Well,
Zachariah, with the
ones.
22, you do not see bugbears in there.
Oh.
I don't see bugbears in there.
No.
Goblins and wargs.
I mean, I don't see any reason...
Do I see any sheep? Any mutton? Any fur?
You do not.
Wool?
I don't see any reason why we would disturb these fine people. Unless we're pirating.
I mean, this could be a form of pirating.
I'd love to try again. I got that wooden figure last time. That was pretty cool. But I didn't get any gold. I don't know. I feel like I didn't pirate very well. I don't want to hurt anybody, though. Are we pirates or are we heroes? We need to decide.
Little
Why
bit of
not
both.
both, really?
Well,
Frankly, my heart wasn't in that last pirating adventure because we weren't getting a cut.
Could be more of a steal from the rich, give to the poor kind of pirating band, you know?
I like that. Yeah, we shouldn't. Let's just leave these people alone. It's really none of our business.
Oh, I know. I know who used to give to the rich or take from the rich and give to the poor was Robin Hood.
Right, the legendary Arohavian hero.
Yeah, Robin Hood.
You know, he actually worked for King Bill. I know the legend has that he was some sort of like independent agent, but he was actually a licensed pirate.
Oh, well, you learn something new every day.
Okay, well, don't ruin the illusion for everyone.
You'd be surprised how much piracy has forms of legality behind it. But anyways, we're sitting here talking. These poor people are just enjoying a dinner. Let's just keep going. Watch out for traps, please.
I mean, we're warned that there might be goblin folk in the woods that'll try to kill us if they see us, so...
Can I have another insight check, probably from Mitsuka? Anyone who wants to can make it. I just know Mitsuka is like a wisdom build.
Yes.
I was gonna say anyone but
she
me.
Is a 23.
I have no insights into this situation.
20.
I want to see what I would get, though. Okay, good to know. I got very low.
Yeah. So Zachariah and Mitsuka would both kind of be aware that these goblins are not particularly happy right now. You can't understand their words unless you cast a spell that would let you. But the tone of their voice, there's some sniffling that you're pretty sure is crying or lamenting of some sort, and the mood overall seems very somber.
We can't help everybody either.
Well, perhaps the two things are related.
Oh, you think they lost some sheep?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe less sheep and more people.
All right, let's do it.
I would start to head over that way. I mean, can we take a knee, guys? Everyone take a knee.
Your helmet's not a chair.
What?
It's a football joke.
I just need 10 minutes. Just take a breather. We've been walking for a long time. I just need 10 minutes here.
I sit down and I'm gonna flip through my book. I'm gonna cast Comprehend Languages as a ritual.
All right. Gailey sits down as well and just kind of nods along.
Oh, do you want to learn this spell? I can show you.
she's just kind of like, she's sitting crisscross applesauce on your shoulder and just watching you as you do it.
Yeah, so you just take this little pinch of salt here and mix it in. Need a good mortar and pestle. You always need that, no matter what they tell you. The component pouches these days, they're just not the same as getting your hands dirty. You know what I mean?
Not really, but that's okay.
Shiny's good.
Yeah. And then with comprehend languages on me, I am going to call out in Arohavian, because I can't speak the language, I can just understand what they're saying.
Right.
But the bugbear spoke Arohavian, so I'm going to go to the clearing and stay far enough away that it's not threatening whatsoever, and just say, in Arohavian, I would just say,
visitor, no fight, help.
Are the rest of you accompanying Zachariah? And
I fucking hope.
Did anyone else want to do ritual spells during that time?
I didn't want to do a ritual spell, but I did want to show Clacker the like command word for my Starblade and entrust him with it, but also remind him of how incredibly important that is. And if he loses it, I don't think there's an explicit threat, but there is an implicit threat.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Moriarty will just wait, and then when Zachariah moves up to talk to them, he'll follow up.
Mm-hmm.
Mitsuka's gonna cast guidance on Moriarty as well as he's walking up, just tapping him on the shoulder, and kind of an extra little feeling of like warmth goes through him and confidence.
Jack will start rubbing his hands together, generating a little bit of a static field, getting ready for whatever action comes our way.
All right. And so, Zachariah, when you call out, the camp immediately goes quiet. Let's see, you hear a female goblin voice call out in Goblinoid, but again, you can understand it, so I will speak in English.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
well, no, can you just say it in Goblinoid?
I prefer this.
Briark, Maglubia Gamol, Strangathata.
Okay, inspiration to Nathan. Now in English.
In English, she says,
No.
or in Goblinoid, which you comprehend in your own native tongue.
Mm-hmm.
She says,
which is a form of like undead screaming, is my
right.
native tongue.
Right. She says,
No fight. We agree. Who goes there? What is your business?
Hunt, bad, wrong bear. Help. Need help? We help. Need help? We help. I sound like a Saul Goodman commercial right now. Do you need help? We help.
right.
I would also turn to the crew and say in common.
They've agreed no fight.
Yeah, you can see these first two goblins, like, closest between you and the fireplace will move back and kind of beckon that you can all come into the light. They had weapons drawn, but they're no longer holding them, like, at the ready. So one of them has, like, it's a goblin-sized maul, so it's like a human-sized mace, and this goblin, he, like, puts it so that the head is down on the ground, and he's, like, resting his hands on it, so, you know, he could still pick it up if he needed to, but he's not threatening.
Absolutely same with me. The only thing I have out is my lantern. My pistol is hanging loosely by my side, as well as my spell book. Raven's gonna land in a little tree nearby, and I'm gonna keep Harris back in the clearing so no one looks at him too closely.
Okay.
Moriarty's gonna just walk up, have his fishing pole in hand, but it's gonna be like, you know, just draping over his shoulder, you know?
Right.
Looking as non-threatening as a fishing pole.
Yeah, just a
can
normal
look,
fishing pole.
Yep.
So the one who was speaking is this lady on the far side. Whoops, I moved her. On the far side of the camp.
You're so fast.
Right. And she gestures that you can all sit around the campfire. Again, she says,
You.
This is hard on my voice. Let me see if I can get through this.
You understand me?
Oh, yes. Do you, I don't want to be condescending when I use words. I just don't know how much Arohavian you speak. Are you understanding me?
A small amount, yes.
Okay. Do you need like a lozenge or a cough drop or something?
God does right now.
I would approach the fire. I don't think I'm gonna sit. I just like kind of kindly like move closer. Just like,
so no fight, as discussed. We are hunting big, wrong, bad bear dog.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't think I can keep up this voice.
A couple days ago, under the full moon, a werewolf attacked our camp, she says. Oh, my name is Vedai, by the way.
Okay, Veggie, what'd you say?
Vedai.
Okay, Veggie.
You may share the warmth of our fire, but please do not eat our food. It is hard to come by.
Oh yeah, come on up, guys. Veggie would like us to just be friendly.
And then she will say, she'll kind of explain.
We used to be a party of 14 of us, 14 goblins. As you can see, we are now only a party of 8. A couple days ago, yes, under the full moon, a werewolf attacked our camp. We fended it off, but it killed 2 of us. Poor Pip and poor Near. It killed one of our wargs named Scrappy.
That's terrible.
I know, it was.
Why don't you just stay in town?
The human town? They smell bad.
Oh, they smell terrible, I agree. Right, but I mean, other things smell bad. Wargs, I mean, sometimes the wargs get stinky, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
Or even just closer to town so you can help each other. The wargs could chase off beasts, and it seems like it'd be a very symbiotic relationship. Help each other.
No, we don't really get along with humans in that way, at least.
Oh, nonsense. Nonsense. Listen,
No,
we're gonna kill the
not a
werewolf. We're gonna bring its head. You're gonna take the head back to town and say you killed it, and then we'll get you a nice little plot of land outside town.
That goes against our tradition. Maglubiet would not be pleased.
Who?
Maglubiet, an obscure Gamel god of war, strength, and order.
Obscure? You called your own god obscure?
Let me rephrase.
The only important god of the Gamel faith. The god of
God.
war, strength, and order.
Gooblagosh. What was it?
Maglubiet.
Gooblagosh.
Maglubiet.
She thumps her
That's what I
log.
said.
She's getting a little bit impatient.
Maglubla.
She said the werewolf also bit our friend Barguest.
Oh, well, yeah, that's not good.
Right, he seemed fine, but yesterday
No.
morning he started foaming at the mouth and
Yeah.
he killed another one of us and then tore off into the woods and dragged 2 more along with us. He dragged off poor Rabbit and poor Hilga.
Yeah, you've got a problem.
Well, do you think you can find our former friend and stop him?
Yeah.
Yar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming... I actually don't know this.
I'm flipping through my books.
Do, lycanthropes, go together, or are they lone? Do they do alone stuff?
Make a nature or arcana check.
I'm gonna do Arcana. 15?
It varies.
Okay.
Based on the story that Vedai was telling, it sounds like there was just one, at least until it infected Barguest. But
Sure.
yeah, it varies. There's the proverbial lone wolf, and then there's the pack of wolves. It kind of follows that same thing.
Well, I don't know what your traditions entail, but do you like to... You should probably move. I don't know as we can take everyone, and this does spread, right? It's not safe for you here.
Well, we're headed back to our main encampment. We've just been out on our trapping trail, reclaiming all of our trapped, all of the animals, all of the game that we trapped.
Oh, nice. Was the hunt good?
It might have been if several of our traps hadn't been ravaged, probably by the werewolf.
Oh, ravaged. I love that word, ravaged. Such a good word. Which way did your... Well, we gotta follow the tracks, don't we, guys?
It's a good place to start.
Yeah. Which way did your friend take off into the woods?
Oh, well, that was yesterday morning when we had camp set up a few miles further to the north of here.
And the tracks go north, too?
The wolf attacked us yesterday morning. Or, not yesterday, I'm sorry.
The
2
tracks
nights ago.
we're following from town go north.
Yes, they do.
Well, I mean, be safe. I don't really know what to tell you. I feel like you just be safe.
Likewise.
Thanks. Good meeting you. Oh, and Silver, do you have any caves of ore?
No, our primary supply of silver is the merchants that we rob when they try to go through our woods.
Oh yeah, fuck those merchants. Silver weapons. What? We're pirates.
Oh,
What do you
right.
mean, what?
Yes, of course. Yes.
I'm getting really mixed messages from you guys. Silver. Use silver against... If you're attacked again, silver works very well.
Yes, so we have heard.
Oh, okay. Well, I have provided you no value. I don't usually like to leave my social encounters without giving a little, but well wishes, we'll be on our way, and if we see your friends, we'll help them.
If we see any merchants, we will rob them. But if we see you, we'll leave you alone. You're nice.
Do you want to know a little secret about robbing merchants?
We probably have it down to a science better than you, but I'll hear you out.
No, it's just something I learned on the trip here, is that if you leave the merchants alive, then they can tell people, and then in the future, merchants will fight back less, and then you can have more of their things. It's like a long-term strategy.
I see.
You leave them alive, and they still have to get goods from place to place. Like, money makes the world go round. The doubloons have to fall, you know what I mean? They're not going to stop doing what they do. Just now when they see you, we could get a flag. Do you guys have a flag?
No. The flag we use is the skins of the humans that we kill.
Perfect. That's good. Just make sure you leave some alive, and they'll be like, oh god, they're gonna skin us. Just give them our money.
An excellent insight.
Thank you. Good luck.
Please avenge Scrappy and Pip and Near and Zag.
We'll do our best. We will do our best. And you, eat the rich.
And I hold out my hand.
She shakes it and then kind of stares at your hand for a minute.
Oh, sorry.
And then just shrugs and goes back to eating her dinner.
All right, well...
I look around at the party, who has just been, we've just been yelling at each other in languages they don't understand for 5 minutes. So that's probably a little awkward.
I've only been understanding Zachariah's half.
Wait, I have a question. So there's the one original lycanthrope of whatever type of being it was, and then there's two, right? Because one of the goblins is no one.
At least two.
At least two.
The goblin, when it started foaming at the mouth, it dragged off two. It killed another goblin and then dragged off two more.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Moriarty, I heard you starting to speak as well. Did you have something to add?
Oh, I've just very confused about the conversation. I didn't understand the goblin, and Zachariah went on weird tangents, which isn't very unusual, but at the same time makes it hard to follow a conversation.
Right.
Oh, you speak Arohavian?
Yes, I do.
Oh, excellent. Basically, they are pirates like us. They steal from the rich. They feed their people. Just a great group of individuals. They have skin flags.
God.
Okay.
Yeah, they have skin flags.
Okay.
That's a fun word.
It's not a word I actually had thought about before.
Skin flags. Gailey, write me a song about skin flags.
I'm not sure about that one.
So you're making your way deeper into the forest now, right?
Heading north.
Yep, following the tracks.
Yeah. So the sun has fully set. Do you all have dark vision?
No.
I do.
No.
I do.
I don't believe so.
I don't.
Do I? I mean, I have my lantern.
Yeah, so I suppose by the light of your lantern, you see, again, the moon is still pretty full. It's beginning to wane. So the moon provides enough light to, make out dips in the terrain and such when you're not directly in the forest, when you're in, little clearings or meadows. But within the forest, you're relying on Zachariah's light to see. So a little bit further on along the trail, you come upon the scene of what I can only describe as a massacre. There are a half dozen corpses of hobgoblins that have just been absolutely disemboweled. It looks like parts of them have been eaten, other parts of them have just been strewn about, just almost for sport, it looks like.
I'm gonna investigate to see if there's any drag marks, like something was dragged away, person or whatever.
Sure. Survival.
Oh.
Or, yeah, investigation is fine too.
23.
There are a couple bodies there's a couple drag marks. You'd find corpses at the end of them. They've just been, again, it looks like it was done for sport. They've been dragged between some trees, tossed around. You find a limb here, a limb there. The rest of the torso a little further along.
Right, but it doesn't seem like they added more to the rings, but I'm not sure how many were here.
Right.
Of whatever did this.
Yeah, again, with a 23 investigation, you don't see additional tracks. I mean, so after leaving from the goblin encampment, the tracks did increase because there's the indistinct somewhere between 3 and 4 sets of tracks at any given point. Leaving from the carnage, there are again that same number, so it doesn't appear that they've increased. This was a fairly well-armed contingent of hobgoblins, though.
What do they have?
They have shields, longswords, longbows, 10 arrows each. 60 arrows total.
I'm gonna gather the arrows unless anyone has a problem.
You know what? All you.
I'll take a shield.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Harris a shield also.
Nice.
And the arrows.
Okay.
And the bow. I assume he already had a short sword. Like skeletons start with a short sword. Is that okay? That I
cutlass, not a short sword, for because he's a former pirate.
Is that any different game terms?
Slashing damage instead of piercing. I think that's the only difference.
Okay, gotta.
For the once in a blue moon that actually matters.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah.
It's totally gonna matter on this next fight, right? You're just.
Well, I'm also gonna animate one of these, I think. What do I know about gazpacho burial rituals?
I'm assuming you meant to say maglubiat?
That's what I said.
Okay. How long does it take your lantern
That's
to
what I said.
commune?
That's a great question that I should know off the top of my head, but we play weekly and I don't do it that much. It doesn't give me any time. I just
Okay, so just standard. Yeah. Okay. The sense that you get is he was this particular corpse that you have chosen, because most of them are enough bones are broken, they probably wouldn't maintain any structural integrity, but you find a good corpse. And its spirit is satisfied that it died in combat, facing a dreadful foe that ended up being more powerful than it. But such is the natural order, and so its lot is to now decay and accept its inevitable defeat that all things eventually face.
No vengeance in there at all?
No vengeance.
I will respect the creature's wishes.
It appreciates that. It was a militant soul, Battles are won and lost.
Yeah, you feed the earth as the earth sustained it, I understand. Good on you. If any of your friends here were more put together, I'm sure I could find one who would like some vengeance, but it's a little messy.
Yeah, so you get the sense they don't even do any burial rituals. They might if they were within their the bounds of their town, but no, they just want to be left as is.
Can I? Yeah, no, I'll leave it be.
A little bit further into the woods, as the night wanes, the rest of you, is there anything in particular you are doing, or just kind of being quiet and following the trail?
Yeah, I'm just kind of following.
Clacker's looking for more snares, since he avoided that other one.
Right.
I would say I'm keeping my eye out, but my perception rolls and stuff are so terrible that I can't help but feel like Jack's just kicking rocks.
Sure. Clacker, you do actually find the remains of a couple other traps. It looks like these ones have been sprung. Either they have been unloaded and the game has been taken by the goblins you previously met, or the game has been dragged off by the werewolf. It looks like a mixture of both.
Ooh.
Actually, a couple times you find game that has been savaged for no apparent reason other than fun.
Oh wow.
And finally, you find one more corpse along this trail. It is the corpse of a gaunt but muscular human covered in thick, coarse body hair, shaggy beard, shaggy head hair, with sharp fingernails and teeth. All of his teeth are unnaturally sharp, especially his canines, and his throat has been torn out. The footprints leading up to this human are those of a large canine, but right before reaching this corpse, the footprints morph into something between a dog's and a man's footprint. 3 more sets of canine footprints continue on past this corpse.
Well, on the bright side, there's only 3 more left.
I'm gonna check this person to see how they're feeling about fighting. They're feeling some pent-up rage.
Oh, absolutely. In your communing, you again, it's not a full speak with dead. It's more kind of emotional gut reactions. You just see the color red from this corpse.
Oh,
my friend, we will spill blood as yours was spilled.
and I set my book down and draw some dark magic from it, and then bestow it to this creature, raising him as a zombie for now.
Mm-hmm. A werewolf zombie, no less.
There's no way for me to know your name, friend, at this current state of my abilities. So I will simply call you Vengeance. What, werewolf? Did you just say werewolf? What? I feel like you're trying to speak. I feel like there's words in there.
There were not words in there, but you can believe in your heart that there were words in there.
Okay.
Actually, is there any way if I could roll investigation and kind of figure out anything about like this corpse, like where he might be from, like the clothes he's wearing?
His name's Vengeance.
Yes, Mitsuka, you may do that. There aren't many clothes left to speak of.
Oh, gotcha.
But you can still certainly do that.
All right, I will roll investigation here. I got a 13.
Yeah. So the clothes are wool.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell whether they were originally dyed or not, but they're basically completely blood-soaked at this point.
Yeah.
He is a little bit taller and wider at the shoulder than a typical Renianan, but his coloration is that of the people of Reniana. It's kind of like somewhere between like olivey Eastern European skin and kind of like a darker tan like Central American, if that is a good frame of reference.
Okay, gotcha.
His hair is black, streaked with gray, matted with mud and blood.
Alright. Okay, sounds good, thank you.
Yep.
Let me see. I'm pulling up the map of the world here. Trying to figure out why somebody from Reniana is all the way out here.
You're in Reniana.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Why ever would you...
I really thought... Okay, gotcha, alright. My bad. Oh, yeah, because we're still north of West Annika, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Correct.
Alright, I don't know.
You're still on your extended layover.
Yes, gotcha. Okay.
That's some excellent wayfinding.
Well, it's more finding my way through the astral sea, so small distances here may seem large to you, but they are rather small to a wayfinder.
Oh my god, a toad just jumped by. What do you think a toad's doing out here in the swamp?
I'm joking, sorry.
Okay.
Jack, are you casting Mage Armor?
I just wanted to read it, but I do think I am
sure.
gonna cast it.
All right.
Preparing for a fight.
I'm gonna do that thing where I rub my hands together again and kind of clap, and then a static field bursts around me.
Nice. I love that flavor. Season my food with it.
Gotta keep it going. Keep the juices flowing.
Right. And let's see. As you travel ever onward, continue to follow the tracks. Presently, you begin to hear snuffling and scratching and canine noises. So you're deep in the heart of the forests of Reniana. You're hearing these scuffling noises shortly ahead of you.
Are you sure it's Reniana?
I'm more certain than Mitsuka that it is Reniana. The footprints are fresh. The mud around them is still soft. And I think that's where we're gonna call it this week. So you'll come face to face with them next time.
Dun dun dun.
This has been the Kaleidosphere, To Whom the Sea Belongs. Thank you for joining us on this epic voyage. If you enjoyed this, hopefully you know what to do by now, and hopefully you are enjoying this. Please share, subscribe, leave a hopefully 5-star review. Any method of spreading awareness helps us out a ton, and we're very grateful for that. And we would love to hear what your favorite part is of the show, who your favorite character is, and why it's all of the NPCs. So, in order to share that with us, go to linktree/thekaleidosphere to get links to our Discord and our Twitter and our email. Get in touch with us, we would love to hang out with you. This campaign is dedicated to Brandon, who we hold in loving memory. To Whom the Sea Belongs is a campaign set in the Kaleidosphere. That's kale, like the vegetable. Ido, I-D-O, sphere. Join us next week as the party comes face to face with this sheep perpetrator.
Remember, Jack, God said 2 wrongs make a right.